Hey, Joe Miller, workers' compensation attorney in Virginia, North Carolina. Not long ago, I was privileged and honored to be asked to speak to my fellow attorneys, also some workers' comp commissioners, some claims adjusters, and folks in the healthcare field on the subject of Virginia workers' comp law and workplace violence. Unfortunately, a very timely subject. I spoke as part of a panel with my good friend and colleague on the defense side, Stephen Marshall, and also Ms. Tabitha Saunders of the Virginia Victims Fund. This took place at the annual Virginia Workers' Compensation Commission Educational Conference and Exhibition in Richmond, Virginia. Here's a little snippet of that presentation. Hope you find it interesting. I mentioned before the sudden shock or fright. So this comes into play when you have really a pure psychiatric injury. And in some ways, this often comes into play when there's really been no physical injury or it's just minimal physical injury and you're trying to claim some type of psychiatric thing. Usually it's PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. So I had a claim years ago. It was an unfortunate case. This woman that I represented was an attendant at a assisted living facility, and she gets a call from one of the residents. And the resident said, "Could you please come over here?" By the time she gets over there, which wasn't very far from her desk, she gets over there, and the resident was sitting there in a pool of blood, had blown her brains out, and the gun is smoking, and she committed suicide. And so, not only did she have to come upon this, the police arrived, and my client had to be. They wouldn't let her leave, because they're looking at. They don't know if it's a murder scene for sure or what it is, but this woman had committed suicide clearly, and they kept her there like for hours and hours and hours. So, this woman developed pretty severe PTSD. Kept smelling the smoke from the gun and just all these things. She couldn't sleep at all. It was a mess. She couldn't go back to work. She didn't want to go anywhere near that place. And Kerry defended it and said, "Well, we don't need a sudden shock or fright. So what? You came upon a dead body." At the time, they didn't have the special statute, which we'll discuss in a second, for first responders. The law used to be that, listen, it's your job to do this. You're a cop or whatever. You come upon this is your job. So it's not a sudden shock or fright to you. But if you're an office worker or you're just an attendant at a assisted living facility, this is definitely not going to be your typical run-of-the-mill day to run into somebody who's just killed himself. So fortunately, the deputy commissioner on the case found in our favor, and we were able to get her some good benefits and get her case settled eventually. Thank you so much for coming. Appreciate it. Hey, Joe Miller again. Just a quick thing here before I go. Hope you found the preceding video interesting. We certainly enjoyed presenting this very, unfortunately, timely topic, something that continues to be timely. I wanted you to know, though, that no matter where you are, wherever you practice, if you're an attorney, if you get a call for a work injury in either Virginia or North Carolina, we can send you a referral fee if you send us the case, assuming your state ethical rules allow it. If you're not doing that and you or your staff are just telling callers, hey, we don't take claims in Virginia, North Carolina, or we don't take workers' compensation claims, and you're just hanging up on these folks, you're throwing money away. I implore you not to do that. Rather, you can either go to the QR code, which you've seen here, or you're going to see at the end of the video also, and scan that, or you can just go to joemillerinjurylaw.com/referrals. Either way will get you to our referral page, and then you got very few lines of text to fill out there. You go to the bottom, there's a button that says send a referral to Joe Miller, and boom, we've got it, and we'll evaluate it, and if we have a successful resolution to the claim, again, assuming your state ethical rules permit it, we will send you a nice referral fee at the end. Joe Miller, workers' compensation attorney. Hope to hear from you. Thank you for watching.